Namaskar. We are having a glimpse of Dasbodh. Today happens to be Dashak Chautha and Samaj Dusra. Dusra means second. Keertan Bhakti. Keertan means praising the Lord. Okay? And chanting His name and all those things. There are two kinds of things over here. One is Kirtan, talking about the form, God with the form, having human birth or this or that, means having some kind of shape. Okay, maybe Chaitanyamay or as statue, or maybe in the form, live form. Many of us have seen the Vithala, Hanuman, or Ganeshji, or Shri Krishna. Okay, so in the form, that is known as Kirtan, if you are praising the Lord. If you are talking about formless God, then that becomes Nirupan. Okay, so let us see. श्रीराम श्रुती भगवत भजन पुसिले ते नवविधा प्रकारे बोलिले त्यात प्रथम श्रवण निरूपिले दुसरे कीर्तन आहे का. फर्स्ट वॉज श्रवण, टू लिसन अबाउट समथिंग अबाउट गॉड and to remain on the path of that ethics and values. For that purpose only Kirtan is there. Then we listen those things, same things, living on the path of ethics and values and going towards God, becoming yogi. You are not separated from the God, Bhakta. That is the yogi and Bhakta. Okay, devotee as well. So to become one with that God, the infinite God, our soul becomes merged with that. There is a Shravan Bhakti is there and Kirtan Bhakti, to speak from the mouth. That is also there. It is possible that without speaking from the mouth, you can do the Kirtan Bhakti as well. You are talking to God and explaining all these things to the God in your mind only. I mean, explaining, sitting in front of God and explaining. There are people who do very many kinds of sadhanas. It is also one form of that. सगुण हरिकथा करावी, भगवत भक्ती वाढवावी, अखंड वैखरी वदवावी यथायोग्य. Saguna Harikatha means in Chaitanyamaya form, the Hari is there. You can talk about Him, tell about Him, Hari Kirti Vadvai, praise Him. And Akhanda Vaikhari means from this mouth you should speak good things only, so that people remain on the path. You speak good things only. Bahut Karavai Pathantar. You should, you should be able to recite a lot of things, Kantidhara Ganthantar. Lot of good things only. Bhagavad Katha Nirantar Karitacha. Nirantar means without a break, 24/7. Now one person asked, how can we do it 24/7? So Swamiji used to say, first start with 1.5 hours, 90 minutes. Then for 12 hours, for 12 years. Then 3 hours for next 12 years. Then 3 hours next 12 hours. I mean 36 years if you do that, you will find that 24/7 everything is, it means Ram hamara jab kare hum baithe aaram. You will be able to realize those things. There are people who realize these things. Sorry. आपुलिया सुख स्वार्था केलीची करावी हरिकथा, हरिकथे विण सर्वथा राहोच नेरी. So the real selfishness is a sukha. Sukha means what? Kha means sky. Sukha means becoming one with, merging one with the Paramatma. That is Sukha. Anybody may say that you become happy after drinking a glass of water when you are thirsty. Sukha means becoming one with the God. That is real selfishness. And you can become one with the God only when Kedis Karavi Harikatha. If you talk about Hari, talk about God, and others are also becoming happy. Harikatha when Sarvata Raos, don't remain without Harikatha in your life. Always remain devotee to the God. Nitya Nava Havyasa Dharava. Sakshapa Atyentachi Karava. Hari Kirtane Bharava Brahma Bharava. Avagha. Means Nitya means all the times. With full concentration, with alertness. You talk about God, explain about God. Kirtan, you like this at fixed time, fixed place, in front of fixed people also you can do. And Brahma Golaga means that is also possible. In this world, everything is possible. Brahma Gola, the whole universe, fill it with your Harikatha only. Once you become realized soul, and then it start oozing out the love to the God, then it reaches to the people. You don't have to go and tell them. It automatically happens. मनापासून आवडी. You like it from your mind. जीवापासून अत्यंत गोडी. From your soul you like those things. सदा सर्वदा तातडी हरी कीर्तनाची. You leave everything and go for to and praise the Lord. So someone asked, sir, to my Swamiji, how can it be possible? 24/7. Don't we have our duties? So do your duty and devote it to God only. Offer those duties done with ethics and values at the feet of God. That is also Harikatha Kirtan. Harikatha Kirtan doesn't mean only talking about God. Your behavior, where is your mind, where is your brain, that is more important. There is one story. Once 3 friends were there. 2 of them said, let us go and watch the cricket match. One person was there who was saying that, I shall, you watch the match for 8 hours. For 8 hours, I shall chant the name. So what happened? Those 2 people who went for a match, as their country lost the match, and it wasted our time. In place of that, we should have gone for the what that person said. But the person was sitting for the chanting the name of God. He was always thinking, I should have gone for the match. So at that time, the person who told this story, he said they were in fact thinking about God, but he was thinking about the match. So for them, Harikatha was going on, means story of God, and the chanting name of God was going on continuously for 8 hours for them who were watching the match, and not this person. So it means that where your mind is, where your brain is, what you are devoting for, that is more important than where you are, what you are doing. So you, in fact, but what you are doing, that also is somebody, what you are doing. So can we do? So you should do all the ethical and values based humanitarian work only. That is also important. Harikatha Kirtana. Sarvata Sada Sarvada Tatadi. You should be always ready to do these things, but at the same time, you can devote yourself for this cause 24/7. That is also very important. भगवताचं कीर्तन प्रिय, कीर्तने समाधान होय, बहुत जनासी उपाय हरि कीर्तने कलियुगी. Kaliyug, there is one calculation that 4,30,000 years becomes one Kaliyug, for example. Twice to that is Dwaparig, twice to that is Krutayug. In fact, thrice to Kaliyug is Krutayug, and Tretayug, that happens to be 4 times 4,30,000, for example. So ultimately it comes out to be 43 lakh plus years becomes one Yug. Now, there could be Satyug, Krutayug, Tretayug and all those Yug inside your mind as well. So whenever you are in Kaliyug, you are facing bad things, you should chant your name. At the same time, in all the Yuga also, you should take Bhagwan Nama Sankirtan. Bhagwanta's Kirtana Priya. God likes the Kirtan very much. Kirtane Samadhana, you feel, satisfied. Bhuta Janasi Upaya. So you can, if you are experiencing this, you can tell to others as well. Last time I told you that once where I was learning in IIM at that time, my friends, something happened. Our teacher was explaining and talking about Kaizen and Kanban. So what happened that, sir, please give me 30 seconds. I have implemented Kaizen and Kanban. Give me so Ashish, your time starts now. The classmates, they're all toppers in their own field, and they're all good teachers and all those people, respectable people. So I said, sir, in fact, transcendental meditation, you become a realized soul by every day some small incremental development inside yourself, and then you achieve the Brahmajnana. Ashtadha means you break the Shat Chakra Vedana, and you become a realized soul. That is a Dhyan in India, for example. Dhyan becomes Chen in China. Then it becomes Zen in Japan. and that is a continuous improvement. Okay, that is the history. Ashish 15 seconds. 1 5. Okay, I said. Then, then I explained them that in our company, in any company, for example, if you are assembling something, so at one stage you complete first part of assembling, second stage, third stage, fourth stage. So 10,000, for example, pens have been somewhat assembled. Then that cart having 10,000 pen, that cart goes ding 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 ding. Second place, again refill is filled. Then it is checked, tick tick. Then it goes ahead, for example, and in the finally it gets packed. So while going from this to that place, tidding tidding tidding, and finally tung dung tung dung tung dung, it can make a sound, and it is over, and that the truck comes, and 1 million trucks are taken by the truck. Everyday activity, for example, it is happening, and that is Kanban. 31 seconds, 1 second more you have taken. I mean, so if you have worked, for example, what I mean to say, if you have positive experiences in life, you can tell it to others and they can find out the solutions in their life as well. You see, a lot of people used to go to Bhagwan Buddha, Prabhu Ramchandra, even Hanumanji used to go to Prabhu Ramchandra, Sugriva also used to go, such big kings and all these people, because Suljhalo means they were realized, so they could tell what are the solutions. Hari Kirtane Kariga, and that is why you should chant name of God, you should talk with the God about these things. If I can explain these things in front of God, I don't need to do this videograph and all those things. But it is the will of the God, hence it is happening. If His will is to remove energy from me and make me die at this point, I shall die at this moment only. But it is the will of the God, that is why it is happening. विविध विचित्र ध्याने वर्णावी अलंकार भूषणे ध्यान मूर्ति अंतःकरणे लक्षण करावी. Tell about many kinds of meditation. Tell about dhyan. In fact, here dhyan doesn't mean that. Dhyan means very many forms of God. Ganesha, Hanumanji, Vishnu, Krishna, like that. And what kind of ornaments they are wearing. For example, Sagun Bhakti this is. So you might have heard about that child Shri Krishna is there, and he has very beautiful, his mouth, his eyes and his ears are very little. It's very, beautiful it is there. Dhyana Murti Antakara Lakshman Katha Kara. Tell beautiful things about the Lord. Yesha, success, Kirti, fame, Pratapa, the valor, Mahima. You tell all these things about your Lord or whatever. Valor, it doesn't mean you killing some people. Valor can be how you overcome your obstacles and still you become successful in your life. Avadi Varnava Paramatma. With you like the Lord God very much. Explain about him. It is infinite, in fact. Jene Bhagwat Bhaktansa Atma Santushta. Still, when you are talking, the Lord in every soul, and your soul also becomes happy. Santushta. Hoy. Katha Anvaya Lapnika, Namoghosh Kartarika, Prasange Bola Aneka Dhata Mata Nimasta. So you can tell the stories which have really happened, and you can create the stories, but that story should not leave the path what you are going to tell. Sanmarga, going to the God, becoming one to the God, yogi, bhakta. You should not distract, you should always concentrate on that while telling this. Namogosha Kartarika, Prasange Bola Aneka, Dhat Mata. So you should tell all these things. It is acceptable, but bring everybody on the Sat Marga, the path of the Lord. Ta Mrudanga Hari Kirtan, Sangita Nutya, Tana Mana Katha, Nana Kathanu Sandan, Tutos and Nidai. Ta means like this, that you do ching jing jig, jing jing jig. Mrudanga means like this, Mrudanga is there. You can see that Dholak, Mrudanga, Tabla, and all these things are there. Hari Kirtan, you can dance, you can sing, you can say Tana Mana, or something like that. Nana Kathanusandhana Tutoji, but that should be always directed towards the Lord only. करुणा कीर्तनाच्या लोटे कथा करावी घडघडाटे. Karunamay means there could be stories which tell that how they devoted their life towards the Lord. I can tell you the example. Right now I have seen best of the best devotees. They they are in very many forms, and they could be rich, middle class, or poorest of the poor, but they are doing all these things with the devotion. They are living pure life. One story I told last time, it was in all the newspapers in India. There was one person who was living a truthful and honest life. Somebody said that he has stolen 9 rupees. Only 9 rupees means today it could be just a couple of cents in the United States dollar. Just 9 rupees. He fought a case in the till High Court or Supreme Court, I don't know, but I think it went into Supreme Court as well, and he won the case by spending 3,000 rupees just for 9 rupees. Someone asked after winning that, why you fought a case with 3,000 rupees you have spent and 18 years you have spent just for 9 rupees? He said it was not about 9 rupees. It was about, the honesty and truthful life that I've lived. You don't know, 18 years on the white paper, there was one black dot was there. I didn't want to live with that. I'm living honest and truthful life. Nobody knows my name, I don't care, but I should be honest with myself. That is very important. That is very important. Kathanusandhan Tutojina. You should be honest with yourself. You should be telling honest stories, truthful stories, so that people remain on the Sat Marga. करुणाच्या कीर्तनाच्या लोटे कथा करावी गणगण श्रोत्यांशी श्रवणपुटे आनंद भरावे. People should feel happiness, joy everywhere. They should feel that I should be listening this all the times. I should tell a lot of beautiful stories. कंप रोमांच पुराणे प्रेमाश्री सहित गाणे देवद्वारे लोटांगणे नमस्कार घालावे. अष्ट सात्विक भाव. You are feeling as if God is with me, I am with God, and somebody is crying, somebody is getting devoted, somebody is in trance, somebody is offering prayers, somebody is doing that when you are telling all these things. Keertan Bhakti. Pade dohdel shlok prabandha. Pade means small stanzas. Dohdel also. Shlok means गणपती तुझं नाव चांगले आवडी उचित रंगले प्रार्थना तुझी गौरीनंदना ही देण्याची बुद्धी दे मला. श्लोक. प्रबंध means prabandha has got a lot of meanings. One meaning is a PhD thesis. You tell about the crux of that. A book is there. You can tell the crux of that, gist of that. Dhati mudra anek chand. You can tell a lot of beautiful things. Veer bhabit bhatimba vinod prasangika. You can tell in a lighter vein. You can tell a lot of such stories. Nana navarasika shrungarika. Navaras you can inculcate. Gadya padyache kautuk. You can tell. Gadya means prose. Padya means poems. You can tell with all your might. Nana vachane prastavika. Kautuk means to praise. Prastavika. You should tell Shastra. You should tell by giving the quoting it from reference to context as well. Quoting from the reference at the same time with reference to context only you should tell. Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya Lakshan. Bhakti, devotee, devotion. Jnana, the Atmagyan, the self-realization, knowledge of self-realization. Vairagya, we saw. You should do it, get rid of bad things. Lakshana, Niti, Nyaya, Swadharma, ethics, values, then justice, Swadharma. You should realize what is your religion. Sadhan Marga, what this sadhana you want to do, how you are going to devote your life. Adhyatma Nirupana, Pranjava. You should tell it frankly. प्रसंगे हरिकथा करावी, सगुणी सगुण कीर्ती धरावी, निर्गुण प्रसंगे वाढवावी अध्यात्मविद्या. You might tell Harikatha all the time, Saguna Saguna Kirti. You might tell good things. Nirgun Prasanga Vadavai. Even Nirgun means formless God, you should praise. Form God also you should praise Ganesh ji, Shiv ji, or whatever it may be. Adhyatma Vidya. Even there are people, like I take the name of my Sadguru, parents as well many times. So, because you learn a lot of things from them. So like that you might have some idol who is walking the talk, not behaving improperly. He is not behaving that may cause harm to the society. It could be your idol as well. Purvapaksha Tyagun Siddhanta, but you should always have the idol who is a realized soul. That is what also he is alerting us. Purvapaksha Tyagun Siddhanta. Purvapaksha means you might have told a lot of stories and all those things, but one thing is sure, that you should remain on the Sat Karya, Sat Vachan, honesty, truthfulness. You should walk on the path of realization only. Nirupan Karave Nemastha. Okay, Nemastha means hitting the bullseye. That's all. You should always speak to the point. बहुधा बोलने अभ्यास व्यस्त बोलो नहीं. You should not talk here and there. Talk. You should focus on what area you are going to talk. You should explain only Keertan Bhakti in this. That will make the people realize so. Karave Veda Parayan. Parayan means reading. At once, in the sense, I told you that this Dasbodh can be read in 20 days. For example, every day if you read one Dashak. There are people, including us, who read it in one day. That is the young age, na? I mean, still we are young only, but at that time, he did in one day. Mummy, next one day, please tell me. Yes. So started 6 o'clock in the morning. There, and done. That date also I told you last time. What was the date? I should tell you. I have mentioned it somewhere, 1992, 93 somewhere. Okay, so that date is also there. So it is possible. Somebody might be reading Bible in one go. For example, I am one of them. This much is there. I can read it. And you read fast. You write fast. Last time I told you that within 3 minutes we can write the whole full-scale paper. Then so fast reading, that is also there. Once you come to realize that these many things are there, then you can read slowly each sentence, each stanza, one by one. Realize it, understand it, discuss with the people who are like-minded, like that. In fact, there could be different-minded as well, but they come to the conclusion that okay, walking on the ethical and proper path, moral values, which helps the humanity to remain on the good cause, that is better. I mean, such people you can discuss. So, Veda Parayan. Veda Parayan is there, Bible Parayan, Quran Parayan, then Adi Grantha Parayan. There could be anything. It is possible. Sangave Junasi Purana. Puran means, I hope you know the Puran. A lot of stories are there. Bhagwat Puran is there, in which stories of Shri Krishna and Bhagwat means Vasudev Shri Krishna. Then Vishnu Puran is there. Vishnu Puran is also there. Talks about Vishnu. So okay, such you should tell. Maya Brahmice Vivaran. Brahmam Satyam Jagan Mithya. Only Brahma, the formless God, present everywhere, is truth. Rest of the things are going to be Maya, means going to die. Vivaran. Die in the sense they are going to be merged with the God only. Dying is nothing but merging with the God only. Means you can remain merged at the time, and you are, at the time of dying, and then this body goes, and then in Panchamahabhutva it gets mixed up and ultimately becomes one with the Paramatma. But having been living and still becoming realized soul, that is very important, because you have taken the birth of a human being. Maya Brahmice Vivaran. This is what is Maya Brahmice Vivaran. Sakalyavadaya. In details you should talk. Brahmanya Rakshave Adhar. What is Brahmanya? Brahman means Yah Brahmam Janati, and who is living under the guidance of Brahma Tattva, means Lord, and doing all the things in his life. So it could be any person in the world. It doesn't mean that particular. This is what is given here. Upasanechi bhajana dware. There you can open the ways, so many ways to offer praise to the Lord. Bhajan as well. Somebody is doing Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Somebody is saying Ram, Ram, Ram. Somebody is saying Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Somebody is saying Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Guru Parampara Nirhare chose Nedavi. Guru Parampara means, you see, my Sadguru Swami Madhanath, his Sadguru was Swami Sarupananda. Sadguru, his Sadguru was Sant Dnyaneshwar. Sadguru. Since Lord Shiva it is going on. So many years it is going on. So that is going on. Somebody said that after Dnyaneshwar for 300 years, there was nobody after him. In fact, it was going on in the Sama, means the whole society. It never gets broken. Then someone came forward, that could be there. Karave Vairagya Rakshan, Rakshave Dhyanacha Lakshan, Parama Daksha Vichakshan, Sarvai Sambai. You should hold your Vairagya. Vairagya means you should not do bad things that will hurt the society. Rakshave Dhyanacha Lakshan. You should hold your Atma Gyan. You should not do bad things and do not distract with your path. Parama Daksha Vichakshan, Sarvai Sambai. That is why you should remain always alert and conscious. Kirtan aikada sandhya pade. Because of Kirtan, your all problems and all your doubts get clear. That is Kirtan. You should not create more doubts. Satya samadhana तेवढे नीति न्याय साधन मुळे ऐसे न बोला. Because of which the moral values will get distracted. You should not talk all those things. You should talk about how to encourage to remain on the path of realization, a path of satya, honesty. Because if all the 8 billion people remain honest, we can achieve sustainable development goals and go to moon, Mars and beyond. We can create a heaven on earth only. Simple, it is as simple as that. Sagun Katha Yanav Kirtan. Sagun Katha means God in the form. If you are explaining and telling the stories of Him, then that is Sagun Katha. Advaita means formless God. That is known as Nirupan if you are telling something about it. Saguna Rakshan Nirgun Bola. Sagun Rakshan Nirguna Bola Dazave means Sagun and Nirgun both exist. In fact, last time I said, you prove when young, you just prove me. I am telling you, that Mother Earth is not Mother. Tell me, you prove it. As she is Mother, that is why we are alive. Otherwise, she would have used her powers and destroyed the whole humankind at one go. She is Mother and we are her children. That is why she is taking care of us. Everybody said, no, the debate was over in fact. Everybody went to. So, young, in fact, teenager is like that. Teenagers are like that. You just prove me this. Okay? So, Vaktutva Sadika means oratory. You should have that kind of capabilities. Alpas Nagade Satyottar Vakta Paije Sachar Anubhavasa. All the Vakta means the speaker should have that kind of experience, If you speak without experience, nobody will listen to you. Like I told you, when we went to that company, I told you that people, the workers, we were standing outside half an hour. I took someone to buy the clothes. Half an hour. But then I went inside. I said, half an hour. How can workers remain outside half an hour? So he first asked me, who are you? I said, I work here in 1996. I developed this 2010-29 file. You go and check it. We cannot do this, sir. That HR can do. So HR came running. So who are you? I said, please don't waste time. I worked here and developed file number 2020. I'm giving not exact number because then that becomes, I shall disclose the secret of the company. No, just for example, I'm saying you go and check the 2029 file. So in that written, how in 20 minutes you can get rid of this problem. How you can start the manufacturing again? Which machine is down? That one, that should be repaired in 17 minutes only. How do you know this? I said, I did it because. Then he went and brought his UC20. Then I said, give the photocopy of this to maybe each person or their managers. Then I waited there. It happened. He came running again. Then, sir, why you left? Because I said, because my research and development department was closed. Very big mistake, he said. So it happens, no? So sometimes, if that wouldn't have been closed, I wouldn't have pursued PhD. I wouldn't have did so many other things. So many a times, one door closes, then another door opens. That is my experience as well. So you should have experience. These kinds of experience, good experience in life, can tell you these are the bad things and we should not go on that path. You should focus on this path and you can become a realized soul. So there are some Rajmarga, predefined paths in India as well. If you walk on that path, after 12 years this will happen, 26 years this will happen, not 25, 26 somewhere, 38 years this will happen, then 48 years this will happen, 60 years this will happen. And it has been given on that. Transcendental meditation, for example. Okay, so you should be determined enough to do that. That's why, so many rishis and munis, they spend so much life living alone, living with public, living here, living there. There are, many sadhus and sannyasis who do not live for 3 days in one place. I mean, there are many kinds of things. Because once someone asks why, because after 3 days you get attached to that place, and detachment is our life. सकळ रक्षण सांगावे जेणे वेदाज्ञा न भंगे, उत्तम सन्मार्ग लागे प्राणी मात्रांचे. सकळ रक्षण सांगावे. You keep all these values intact and then you tell all the things. जेणे वेदज्ञा न भंगे. What is Vedajna? Means the advice of the order of the Vedas. Aham Atma, Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma. These are the orders of the Vedas, that you should become realized soul in this human life only. Uttam Sanmarga, then you become, then that is the Agya of Vedajna is there, means order of the Vedas. You should not create something that will break that path, break the trust on the Vedas. That is Vedanta, in fact. Uttam Sanmarga, you come on the good path of life. Pranimatras. See, in fact, all the Pranimatras. I told you that, sometimes squirrels come, birds come. So, last time that goat come, on purpose I took video this time, okay? And my kids were also there. So then came home and then, in fact, by God's grace, Lord Vittal was sitting for 51 minutes and I was explaining Ananyas Chintayantoma. So already told that Vitthala, Shri Krishna, Ganeshji and Hanumanji, I saw them. Anybody can see them. That is not, I can see God everywhere. Everybody can see that. In fact, people ridicule me, but I thought, why they are seeing that? How can I see but they cannot see? Sometimes I felt that. असो हे सगळं सांडून करावे गुणानुवाद कीर्तन या नाव भगवत भजन दुसरी भक्ती. Okay, leave it all aside. You should keep always on the path of Bhagavad Prapti, Paramartha. You should become yogi, you should become bhakta. Vibhakta nasayatar is bhakta. You are not separated from God. Yogi means you are always merged with the God. That is the way we should live the life. You should keep explaining all these things. This is known as Bhagavad Bhajan. This is known as the devotion to God. This happens to be the second bhakti. Out of Navavida means 9 bhaktis, this is the second bhakti. First was Shravan Bhakti. Kirtane Mahadosh jate. Because of Kirtana, a lot of our faults get diluted. Because we become devoted to God. That is very important. Kirtane hoy uttam gati. You come on the best path of your life. Kirtane Bhagavad Prapti yedarthi sandhya nahi. with Kirtan, everybody can become a realized soul. In fact, the person who happens to be delivering the Kirtan, the Pravachan, can become a realized soul, and the people sitting in front also can become realized soul. I have seen this, experienced this as well. When my Swamiji used to deliver the discourse on Dhaneshwari, Dasbodh, Nardiya Bhakti Sutra, then Vedas, Upanishads. Okay? Kirtan is Vacha Pavitra. Because of Kirtan, your Vacha means whatever you speak, it becomes pious only. Kirtan is Satpatra, you become a certified person. There are so many kinds of certificates are there. Satpatra, you become capable and able person. Hari Kirtan is Prani Matra Susyo Hote. Even Hari Kirtan, because of Hari Kirtan, Prani Matra, not only human being, but all the animals and species can become Sushit, means come on the path of a God. To realize God. Valmiki, Maharshi Veda Vyas, you name it, Vishwamitra, then Vasishta Muni. Vishwamitra, there are no evidences as such, but you just see, then these people in their ashram, even lions used to come, but they didn't kill. They used to forget their killing abilities. They used to listen to the discourses and then they go away. And again, when they go into the jungle, they used to do all the fantastic things. So if you come into the contact of these people, live with them, you become that kind of things were happening. In fact, imagine a person coming in the contact of a realized soul, forgets he is a cruel person. This world will be the best to live. We can achieve sustainable development goals, go to moon, Mars and beyond. We can take such atmosphere, such environment of realized soul to elsewhere as well. Straight away, very simple. Okay? कीर्तने महादोष जाती, कीर्तने उत्तम गति, कीर्तने भगवत प्राप्ति यदि संदेह नहीं. संदेह means do not keep iota of smallest doubt in your mind. संदेह नहीं. कीर्तने वाचा पवित्र, कीर्तने होय सत्पात्र, हरि कीर्तने प्राणी मात्र सुशील. All the species can become sushil, come on the path of a God. कीर्तने अवेग्रता घडे, because of कीर्तन concentration increases. कीर्तन निश्चय सापडे, listening, while listening and telling also, you can become a realized soul. You can remain nischay, means with determination we can remain on that path. कीर्तने संदेह बुडे, श्रोत्या भक्तांचा, you lose all the doubts about God and all the things, and you become realized soul. You become one with the God, like Yuji Jyoti Yoga, like a bhakta. You are not separated from God, you realize that one. सदा सर्वदा हरि कीर्तन ब्रह्मसूत्र करी आपण तेने नारळ तोची नारायण बोली जात आहे. Every time Narad is talking Narayan. He became one with the Narayan only. He is the Brahmasupma, he is the son of the Brahmadev. Now, I must tell you the fact that, a lot of big rishis and munis where, in fact, whose names are known to the public, like the writer of Ramayana, Maharshi Valmiki, was disciple of Narad. Dhruva was disciple of Narad. Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu's son, was also son of the Narad Muni. So imagine Valmiki Rishi, disciple of Narad Muni. Kayadu Kumar Prahlad is Hiranyakashipu, that was demon. His son is also disciple of Narad Muni, and I hope you know Ratnakar as Rishi Valmiki was also, he was a thief in his earlier life. Then Prahlad, he was son of the demon. He became a disciple of Narad Muni. And Dhruva, who happened to be the son of the king Uttanapad. His father was also king, but still he became the disciple of Narad Muni. He asked for the Adharapada, from where nobody can touch my place. I shall always remain at that path where Lord is there, and I shall be one with the God only. So I mean, बोली जात असेल. So because of that, Narad Muni brought values into the society, and that is why Narad Muni ultimately was, Narad, 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 Narad. He was called one with the Narayan, Lord Vishnu only. म्हणून कीर्तनाचा अगाध महिमा. कीर्तने संतोषे परमात्मा, सकळ तीर्थे आणि जगदात्मा हरि कीर्तनी वसे. Agadh Mahima means praise, infinite praise. My Lord has infinite praise. Infinite sentences I can speak about my Lord. Kirtane Santoshe Paramatma. Kirtane happens to be satisfying the Paramatma, the Lord as well. Sakala Tirtha and Jagadatma, Hari Kirtane say. All the places, Sakala Tirtha means your seniors as well as the places of the temples and the, Tirtha means Haridwar, Rishikesh and all this. Jagadatma, even the Lord of Almighty God also remains at the place where Hari Kirtan is there. If you are chanting the name of God, then all these things happens to be sitting inside your mind, your brain and your soul and your heart and your brain. That is why Hari Kirtan is very important. Okay? So with this Hari Kirtan, we can become yogi, we can become bhakta, who are not separated from the Lord. Thank you very much. इति श्री दासबोधे गुरु शिष्य संवादे हरि कीर्तन कीर्तन भक्ति निरूपण नाम समास. नमस्कार.